Hi, it's Tuesday. I don't know. I don't know what we're eating. But we'll find out, I guess. Because now the recon manager's back. We'll actually have lunch. I know he was asking yesterday what we wanted, but he didn't say anything to me. I just don't give a shit. I mean, if they don't, I'll just find something. But had a pretty good birthday. I mean, it didn't really do anything. I was at work. That was the start. And then I came home. And my puppy was still here because he doesn't have to be at work till night. He works nights. And he's still not feeling great. I hope he starts feeling better. So, haven't heard from him. Pretty normal for him. But came home, made myself some chicken tenders and some french fries, and watched Drew Carey show. Found it on Pluto TV. I was pretty happy. Binged that for a minute and then just laid in bed. And that was it. That was my birthday. Because, Calf's not fully moved in yet. I mean, he's 3/4 of the way there. He's got some things he needs to take care of before he can finally move in. So, didn't even get to see him for my birthday. It is what it is. And the only weirdness thing was I had gotten a PayPal notification from my ex-wife. She sent me $25 for my birthday. Now, mind you, we haven't talked in 6 months. And those of you who followed me for a minute know that things did not go well last year between her and me and my family. And so it was kind of weird. And what I'm going to end up doing with it is just take it and give it to my youngest child, whose birthday is in a couple of weeks, and add it to what I was going to give them, because I don't want anything from her. Because those who've been following me for a minute, things didn't go so well in my family. A lot of it was because she didn't back me up on anything. Now, whether or not that's her job is another situation. But typically, if you're a parent, and as long as neither of you are really doing anything to hurt the children, you back each other up. And she never did that. I mean, the entire time we were together, she never did that. It was how she felt the kids should be raised, and then I was wrong. Didn't matter what it was. I was not a perfect parent. But, if I was like, hey, they're hitting teenage years, they need to start being independent. No. Our parents forced us to do that. We can't do that to them. If we don't start teaching them now, they're not going to be. And they're not. And life is going to get real difficult for her and them. And it's stuff like that. But also, and as I have explained before, when I came out, and those of anybody, especially my generation, who came out much later in life, like I did, near 40, you fucking go through a second adolescence. It's impossible to not go through it. You cannot go through or go into that and not act like a fucking kid again. Because, one, your childhood was stolen from you. And I'm not, even anybody who comes out when they get into college still has that same, my childhood was robbed. Because you spent your high school years fucking locked up. Like, you weren't letting anybody know who you were. Anybody who's been in the closet knows that. But like for me, it wasn't just my teenage years. It was my teenage years, my 20s, and most of my 30s. I spent fucking in this terrible headspace, battling severe depression, hating everything about my life. Hating everything about it. And then when I came out, it was like this breath of fresh air. But as I've said before, I wasn't allowed to be all the way out. I was able to be her version of out. Like, sure, you can go out and fuck every guy that comes along. I don't care about that part. But you have to stay here, and you have to stay a husband. And you can't date, because if you date, that's going to rob time from us. Well, yeah, at least for a minute, until I can bring everything together, which I could. It's possible. But it wasn't allowed to happen because, well, you need to be here. And anytime I'd go on dates, that was what would happen. If I started getting a little bit into a guy, no, you need to spend more time at home. Now, mind you, I spent the first 12 years of those kids' lives always home. Always home. She was the one out running around, going out with her friends, taking care of horses and everything else. I was at home. So there was a lot of this. And then when, like I've said before, when I finally met Kath and I finally said, puppy first was, puppy, I'm moving out. I have the confidence to do so now. It was, no, you can't. You need to stay here. Why can't you just stay here? Why don't you think about us? You're just making a decision without any thinking what's going to happen to us. One, when I came out, it was, youngest turns 18, I'm going to move. That was the plan. Not my fault you weren't ready for it. And then it was, you came into, it was pleading. Like it was bargaining. It was, well, you could just stay here. It's not like it's going to matter. You can still date and you can still do it. No, I fucking can't, because number one, you fucking people are never not home. Real hard to have fun with your boyfriend when you fucking people are always here. Y'all don't have lives, apparently. Two, no man was going to take me fucking seriously in that situation. Luckily enough, I found Kath who did. But that's not the point. If I hadn't found him, or someone like him, I would still be in that uphill battle. I knew I had to move out to actually become whole as a gay man. I knew that. I fucking knew I had to. That I couldn't be fully myself and whole and everything, living in a life in a situation that, I created under false pretenses. I knew I couldn't do it. I knew it wasn't possible. And here we are now, that I have her all of a sudden send me money. Like, go get coffee on me. No, I don't want anything to do with you. Because, yeah, you were a great friend for a really long time. But there was a lot of things I didn't realize you were doing until I was gone. And I kicked you out of my life. And then started looking back at a lot of shit going, oh, wait a minute. That was why that went weird. That was why I felt the way I did. That's why I didn't feel like I was worth fucking anything for a very long time. Because of things you said and how you acted and reacted to things I enjoyed or things I tried to be. And when I came out, you made sure that I stayed under your control and under your thumb. And when I finally came out from underneath it, and when I fully came out from underneath it, that's when the problems really started. I don't want anything to do with her. I want her out of my life. I want her to stay out of my life. Now, I know because of the kids and because I do genuinely and honestly want to rebuild what I had with them and have my kids back in my life at some point. And I'm giving them plenty of time because this was traumatic for everybody. I know that. I want them that I'm going to have to deal with her on a level. And I'll be cordial and I'll be friendly. But I am not going to be her friend again. And she is not going to be allowed back into my life under any circumstances. I've made peace now. I am at peace. And anybody that threatens that peace is fucking gone. They are kicked out and I don't talk to them. Like, nope. I'm at peace. You go away. That's where I'm at now. But anyway, this went a little bit longer than usual, so it's time to get ready for work. So, I hope you all have a fantastic Tuesday. Get yourself some tacos, man. Happiness is tacos. And again, thank you all so much for watching. Those of you that do and make it this far. I love you all.